my big mouth? All right. First and foremost, of course, I want to welcome everybody here. Small disclaimer: we had a couple people out of state, and one of my friends actually is on her way moving back here. They really wanted to see this message. So, small disclaimer: we are on Facebook Live, but that's going to go away when I finish with my word, and then James comes up and talks the Facebook, and if anybody else is on, I'd ask you guys to go off too, or if you're recording or anything, just so that we make this as intimate as we want it to be afterwards, if we need it to be, okay? So with that being said, some of you guys know how we got here. Not gonna go through my whole testimony. We're gonna hear James in a minute, but I have not always lived a good life, we'll just call it like that, okay? And a few years ago, I became really transparent and started following God, and I wanted to share my walk with everybody, and I started Backseat Chronicles in the backseat of my car. So I would get in the car in my backseat to symbolize me actually letting God drive. And if y'all ain't sat in the backseat in a while, it really is it's weird sitting back there. You feel like you're in a whole other car. It just feels weird, let alone letting somebody drive you. So I started just digging in the Word and sharing with my friends and family, and it just made me really bold, and then I wanted to keep sharing. So now I'm sharing it with you guys and whoever else, and I've learned that being transparent is what gives our brothers and sisters and everybody else, and it's what gave me encouragement to continue and push my walk with God, because I realized I didn't have to be perfect to start that journey. And so I wanted to start a group or a gathering where we could come and be transparent. And that's exactly what we're going to do here tonight. And I'm going to keep getting off track, but I have my notes, so I'm going to keep pulling myself back in, I promise. I'm not going to hold y'all up here longer than past 8 o'clock. So, I'm not going to, of course, get into my entire testimony. We're going to fast forward to the part of my life where I decided I was tired. And I woke up and I realized I was living below my potential. I was selling myself short, bargaining for a bite of happiness that lasted no more than a day. I woke up every day tired, and I wasn't giving my children a fair display of someone to look up to. So I didn't give them an opportunity to witness love, grace, mercy, and the power of an environment when you let God rule and reign in your life. So the change wasn't overnight. It was like a recovery process for me. There was a lot of doubt that anything I had broken, and I mean I broke it, that it could be fixed. I was fed up with having a lot of people around me. I have a big family, but I was still so lonely. Like, it was exhausting. I was mentally, physically, and emotionally just tired. And I was sick of experiencing unreciprocated love, because I would go out and try to mold it and make the best of a live small situation, and I would try to get love out of that, and it didn't work. I alternated between shame and anger every day. I covered it up real well, but it was there. And I think the covering up part is actually the most exhausting part of living that life. It's not even the shame and the anger, it's the trying to act like there's no shame and anger and you're not lost. So I was very resentful because I was always broke, but I felt like I was trying so hard. And y'all know I had the nerve to be a little prideful in that time, like, look at me, doing my thing, raising my kids, but I really wasn't doing it as well as what I thought. I even had pride in the moments where my kids will tell you they remember our gas getting shut off when we lived on Buckingham. And we shut all the doors and we all stayed in one room and had a space heater. And it was by choice, pretty much. Because what I was calling success, because of the lifestyle I thought I had to live, was actually me merely just sustaining in an area that wasn't for me. And it wasn't getting me anywhere. I know I was trying to overcome, doing the minimum necessary to survive. And that was exhausting. So I finally got fed up. And I just had this urge in me. I wasn't raised going to church or anything, but I knew this lifestyle that I see some people live, they're happy. I wanted that. And I knew it had something to do with God, But for some reason, I was angry at this God for my life that I didn't even know or take the time to know. So it was a really difficult process to start that walk. And I mean, I wasn't going to just jump into being a Christian because I didn't know how to act like it. So that was like the thoughts that was going through my head. Every time I would try to read the Bible, no, I fell asleep. Not even lie. Like every single time. And I was like, how do I do this? But I will admit, I was trying to read the King James Version, not gonna lie, with a 3-year-old toddler spiritual age at that moment. So I've learned to backtrack, read a couple versions, and then go back to King James, and I developed this, and trust me. I also told myself repeatedly that I ain't walking in no building where someone says they hear voices that I can't hear. As soon as I hear that, I'm out, like deuces. But all these thoughts were going through my head. And on top of all of that, inside, I was convincing myself that the sins that I had done, being a mom at 15, being a mom at 19, being a mom at 23 kids, I just knew, how do you fix that? Like, how do you go back? How do you change, no matter what? I looked at myself. I was a mom at 15 and people judged me, and it hurts. How do you fix that? Like, what you gonna do with that? But thank God, as stubborn as I am in my flesh, I'm just as stubborn in my spirit, y'all. I had to be. Because I finally volunteered myself to walk into a church. And this is the first time I walked into the church by choice. And y'all didn't tell me, or no one told me that some churches that first Sunday is an event. Like, y'all didn't tell me that. I didn't know. So I had a babysitter from going to the club the night before, I'm not gonna lie. And of course I didn't tell anybody I was going to a church. So my babysitter, I mean, it's an hour and 45 minutes into the service. I'm like, my babysitter is waiting on me. It was probably my grandma or my mom, honestly. And so I had to leave before the service was completely over. And I'm walking to the door, and I see this lady staring at me. And I know she's staring at me because I'm the only person walking up. And the closer I get, it's like she's not in my way, but she's right next to the door. And the closer I get, I was like, I'm just going to leave. And she rolls her eyes, and I was like, that is so rude. When I tell y'all I was hurt enough not to go back to church for another 6 months. Now let me go on to my next situation. So about 6 months later, I go into another church that my kids had visited several times. I go to check them in, and the lady at the desk didn't really make a bad comment, and don't worry, y'all, getting to my point of this. But she made a comment that made me feel guilty because I was the mom. Oh, you're the kid's mom? Like bringing them to church now? And I was offended. Surprise. So I was actually walking into the places where I was looking for healing and getting discouraged and hurt. And it hurt. But I ain't no 3-year-old spiritual person anymore. I done dug in a little deeper and I figured it out. I figured out that my daily living in a war zone and allowing the enemy to rule me daily didn't stop him from walking into a church with me. He didn't want to see me healed. He didn't want to see me worship. He didn't want to see me pick up this book and learn that this book was written for me. He didn't want me to see that when I pick up this book and I look at it, and this book is old. It was written before my mom and dad thought about me. It was written before my problems existed. Yet somehow I can open this book and go to a verse and it tells me how to get out of my problem. How does that happen? The enemy didn't want me to see that, and that's okay. That is okay. Because that day I still was prancing around the world of my offensiveness. I had allowed him to exist around me for so many years that walking into a place that was going to help me change, it just wasn't off limits for his old tricks. I know that he knew if I learned that you didn't have to live offended by people, or if he knew that I didn't have to hold a grudge against that person, that I would be let loose of that. And he didn't want to see that happen because it was just too easy for him every year before that. So I found a church, I did, and I bum rushed through the doors. There wasn't nothing, no, don't look at me, don't talk to me. I see you, I'm going, I'm sitting in service, I ain't bothering with y'all. I'm here to get this is my time back, okay? And that's what I did. Now let me explain to you exactly why I'm going to learn the truth. This is one of my go-to verses. 1 Peter 5, 8 through 10. Be sober-minded, be watchful. That's right there, at work, in the room, when you're walking into church. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. If he can't get you, he's going to try to get somebody next to you to get you. So again, go see, be watchful, okay? Resist him, firm in your faith, knowing that the same kinds of suffering, stress, financial hardships, relationship issues, are being experienced by your brotherhood throughout the world. You're not alone. And after you have suffered a little while, how long? Like a little while, not forever, but a little while, the God of all grace, who has called you to his eternal glory in Christ, will himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. And I am part of that testimony right there. You nor the person next to you, in here, around you, at home, are excluded from attacks from the enemy. That's just facts. But we can't just exist here and think it's going to get better. You have the best how-to book that is prepared to walk you through the struggles of life, and we need to use it. The enemy tried to stop me from getting here. When I say here, I mean like here, but here, and he failed. Granted, this dude is still showing up to work almost every day like I'm still paying him, and I'm not. But he's just predictable, he's lazy, but I'm renewed, healed, chosen, an overcomer, born-again child of God that is committed to staying in the Word, standing on the truth, and never going back. So what he tries to do, it don't bother me. So as much as we can see the enemy working around us, God is also right here every single second to save us no matter what our past is. He doesn't care. He doesn't care that I was a 15-year-old mother, that I had sex at 14. He doesn't care. He doesn't care that I was out every weekend and my children were at school. He doesn't care. He cared then, and I'm sure it made him cry. But when I was ready, he was ready. My best example of that is when Jesus is on the cross, and he's in between the two criminals. And the one criminal, I'm gonna paraphrase, the one criminal is a little bantering, saying what he gotta say. He's still mad at the world. While the other criminal basically tells him, hush, do you not recognize who this is? This is Jesus Christ. We are here because we deserve to be here. He's not. And he asked Jesus, don't forget me. So in that moment, he recognized Jesus was Lord and Savior. He confessed he had done wrong. And he asked Jesus, let me be with you. That's all we have to do. And Jesus said, you will be in paradise. So I need y'all to remember to be patient, have faith, read the word, stay alert, and put on the full armor of God. And I just want to give you one more verse. In Ephesians, Paul is locked up. And he has messengers coming to him, visiting him. And he gives a message to a man. And he takes it back to Ephesus. And in part of that, Ephesians 6:10-18, he writes, finally, be strong in the Lord and his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of the evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on your full armor of God, he said that twice, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything, stand. Stand firm. With the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the work of God, and pray in the Spirit all occasions, with all kinds of prayer and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people. Now, this might seem like a deep place to start for our first time and talk about the past versus the future. And some of us have experienced real battles and real scars. So we could go real deep and relate real good to this verse, but we ain't got time for that. just wrote in those last verses. He reminds us first where our strength comes from, and that's him. Which battle is not worth our efforts? Flesh and blood. Your resentful ex, your lazy co-worker, the guy that cut you off in traffic. It ain't worth taking off. It ain't worth taking off. None of that armor. What your job is to stand. Don't get impatient. And when you're standing, you know you're still on the winning team, so you feel good. He tells us exactly where to start. It's in the word, the truth. Like a belt, it holds everything up. The spirit gets stronger, the flesh decreases so that you can become wiser in the truth. So when you start reading your Bible, some of it might not make sense, but just keep holding. Keep reading, keep faithful, and he'll show you. Like it's like he'll read it back to you some nights, and it's amazing, y'all. We ain't gonna go there either tonight. Protect your heart. You know that thing that you let people have every now and again that they don't deserve? Protect that. The breastplate protects the heart and the spirit where everything flows. So your heart, everything flows in and out of. Your spirit, everything flows in and out of. You need to protect that. And it's with the pursuit of righteousness, which is not perfection, but you are attempting to take the truth, apply it to your life, and walk towards what is right and away from what is wrong. That's what that is. You are to stand planted in peace. That's simple, don't worry. The opposites. Pick up the shield of faith and truth, not emotions, which will lead you to the access of grace. Faith is believing that when those fiery arrows come, that God can show up in that last second and detour them, or he might just use that fire to light you up in the night. And either way, just stand there. You good, as long as you have that faith. Put on your helmet of salvation, deliverance. Act like an overcomer, and don't let the enemy put those thoughts in your head otherwise. Pick up the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, which is the truth as a defensive weapon. So you're still coming back to the truth. I had this story real quick. My sons play football. I don't know what I was thinking as a mama. Woo, Jesus. My sons play football, and my older son is very skinny and small, and he said, Mom, I need these extra pads. So we go to Dick's Sporting Goods and we pick up these extra pads. And I was like, why do you need extra pads? Like, you got pads. He was like, Mom, well, when I get hit all the time, it protects me in the places where I get bruised, where you're more apt to get fractured. So it gives me a little extra protection. Well, then I saw the price and it was like $65, $55. I'm like, all right, I'm investing in them, so they better work. But it made me think about that. So here my son is playing this game, and he knows he's going to get hit. He knows he's going to be bruised. He knows the person is going to come after him because he's carrying something that they want. Yet he goes out there and he plays the game to win every single time. And he asked me to buy him these extra padding, this armor, that he can put on and wear so the bruises don't hit so hard. So when he gets hit, it doesn't knock him down permanently. That he can get back up and get in the game. And the purpose of football is to win and score the most points, right? So it's not the person that doesn't get hit. It's not the team that doesn't get knocked down. It's the team that wins. And we already know we're on a winning team when we're on God's team, period. So don't think you can keep getting up day after day and take these hits without investing in extra armor. Alone, you are vulnerable. You're weak. But with God on you and in you, you are playing the game He has already won. You just have to keep getting back up and studying the best playbook there is. The book isn't a good luck charm itself. You have to read it, live it, and activate it. Stop living timidly. We were all created for a purpose. So, with that being said, I'd like to introduce Mr. James Nix, who has a powerful testimony. He's going to share with y'all. You don't want to give anything away? No, I'm going to let him share it all. I'm going to let him be raw and real. We got 25 minutes, so it's all you. It's all you.
I just want to first start off and I want to give glory to God for being here today. shouldn't be here. I really shouldn't be here today. 2011, 2012, I was going to commit suicide. But I want to start this off with a serenity prayer because that prayer saved my life when I went into recovery from being a full-blown alcoholic. So I want to start that off. If anybody knows it, say it with me, please. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I grew up out in Holland, Ohio, very poor, low-income housing. I saw a lot of things at a very early age. I saw a lot of drugs being sold, a lot of drugs being used. I saw my dad drink every day and hit my mom. I seen guns being pulled at 7 years old in my family. I seen things that a normal kid at that age shouldn't see. I grew up exposed to everything that a child shouldn't grow up to see. But at the same time, we still had love in our family. My mom still loved me. She did things that a mother sometimes has to do to make sure her kids got food to eat. And it was hard though. It was hard waking up in the morning seeing a different man at the table every weekend. When we were eating breakfast, me and my sister would eat breakfast. She did the best she could, She tried her best to raise me the right way. I would say, she'd be like, "Are you hungry?" I'd be like, "Yeah." She'd be like, "No," say yes. Or, "Did you do your homework?" I say, "No." You say no. She just taught me little things like that I think about still to this day. But I want to fast forward a little bit, getting back to where it really started off for me, my life. That was in 1996. 1995, 1996, I started selling drugs. I had a choice when I left high school. I had a choice to go to college, walk on and play football at UT, or sit out here and think about what I was going to do. Did I want to go anywhere else? Did I want to try anything different? Did I want to go into a trade? Did I want to do something else? Well, I ended up turning to the streets. I met a woman that we had past history in high school, but she had left and went and became a prostitute. She went to California. She was all around Hawaii. She traveled pretty much the whole United States. She came back. She said, "I want to be with you." I said, "You want to be with me?" I said, "You done been with everybody. I'm just being real, like real and raw." I said, "I can't do that." And she said, "Why?" I said, "Because of what you did and the way you were." And I was judging her. So eventually, we ended up starting seeing each other. And her friend came over one day. I still remember this. She came over one day. She said, "I want you to go to work with me. I want you to go dance with me." She came home with $400 that night. And it was off to the races once I saw that money. I've never seen money like that because in high school I worked at PIC. I had PIC programs that I worked, but I never held down a job really. I was so used to having people give me things. Women would give me things. And I didn't have to ask for it. But see, I took that and I took advantage of it. I didn't see it at the time, but now as I'm older now and as I've been through recovery, as I expose my demons to God and what is really going on, I was terrible. I was a manipulator, I was a liar, I was a thief of time, I was a thief of your money. If you didn't give me what I wanted, it was bye-bye. If you didn't do what I said, it was like, you gotta go. You know, that's the way I lived my life. You know, I sold drugs. I started selling drugs. Started selling weed. You know, I started selling pills. Everything I got was from hurting somebody. You know, all these old school cars I thought I was living a life. You know, all the clothes I had, I would go to stores and spend $400 on sweaters and slacks and stuff like that. Go to the bar, $100 in the VIP, thinking I was the man. But I was really playing myself. So you think you're this player, everybody was looking up to you, you're that guy. You're Mr. VIP. That life sucked me into where in 2011, I didn't recognize who I was. I was riding down the street, I had $3,000 in my pocket. Fresh out the barbershop, Foster's Barbershop. Stopped at a red light, took my sunglasses off, and looked in the rearview mirror. I didn't recognize me. And it hit me in my gut. I think it was God. It definitely had to be God at the time. And it said to me, James, like, is this going to be you for the rest of your life? There's more to you than selling drugs and using women. There's more to you. And I remember I went home, I grabbed that burner, and I looked everybody's number up, and I sent out text messages. I said, this is it, I'm done. They said, what? What you mean you done? You out of pills, you out of weed, you out of such. I said, I'm done. Done. So all the cars I had, the Lincoln I had, got repossessed. They said, how you gonna pay for it? Didn't have no money coming in, but didn't work. I didn't believe in a job. My job was using you, a woman. I'm gonna use you. You're gonna give me my money. That was my job. That was my hustle. Or I'm gonna sell something. I gave all of it up. But still, at the same time, I'm with this woman that I supposedly love, which is my ex-wife. I was with her for 13 years. But how would I have, if I loved her, why would I have her dance?
Come on.
Is that love? Have my wife showing her body?
Jesus.
No, I think about that right now. It hits me in my gut. It disgusts me. And even to this day, she still talks to me. She prays for me. So I made a choice. I was like, you know what? Let me try something different. I never bodybuilded before. You know, everybody wanted me to do shows. You know, I was always in the gym, but I was always at parties. So I'm like the rock star / in the gym guy. Everybody like, James, do a show, man. You should do a show. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. You know, so I get ready. I was up to 320 pounds, fat, out of shape, just big, And I went to my trainer at the time, and my friend at the time, he said, I'll train you. Because I ain't had no money. He said, I'll train you for free, as long as you don't miss a day. So I went every day. Never missed not one day did I miss. Went from 320 pounds down to 230 pounds. Did my first show in September 2011. Won Mr. Ohio in my weight class. First time out. Never did it before. And even then, I didn't even know that it was God. I didn't give God his glory at that time still. See, he was already moving me. See, he moved me from the drugs. See what I'm saying? He moved me into bodybuilding. I still didn't give him his credit. I didn't have a foundation. God, I looked at myself like I was a god. You know, you start believing your own hype. Sweet James Tank. You know, that's what people call me, Sweet James. But you know, I remember one time this guy, I was in a bar, he said, what's up, Tank? And I said, excuse me? I said, do you know my name? He said, no, everybody calls you Tank. I said, my name is James. Nobody even knew me. You know, that's the feeling, because everybody knew this person that was beating people up and coming in with the fancy clothes and stuff like that, but nobody even knew me. And I started feeling that, like nobody even knew who I really was. And I didn't know who I was. You know, and I get a call 2011, end of 2011, close to me getting ready to do my show. My dad called me. And he said, I was like, hey, Boo. That's my nickname, call me Boo. What you doing? I said, who's this? He said, it's your father. And he was like, bro, I don't feel good. I gotta go to the hospital. So he goes to the hospital, he calls me a month later, and he tells me he has cancer. So all right. Okay, we're gonna move back from Arizona. We're gonna come back. We coming back home. As soon as he got out that truck, he got out and I looked at him, I just started crying. I was like, I can't do this show. Because that's what I normally would do. I would quit. Everything I started, I quit. I get a job, I quit it before I even go there. I wouldn't even show up. Just call me a no-show, Mr. No-Show, Mr. Quitter. And my Uncle Donnie, he looked at me, he said, you straighten up, your father needs you to be strong right now. And I remember he walked in, I just hugged him. And he had went to the hospital, and I said, I'm gonna do this show for you, Dad. Me and him, our relationship was more or less, he was a hard-working man. He didn't want me to be in the street. I wasn't raised to be in the streets by my father. My father was a person that would get up in the morning and go to work and bust his butt. And then he'd get off of work and then do some more stuff around the house. He was that kind of man. But me and him never had that relationship. Like a hugging, I'm proud of you, son, relationship. We never had that. And I was yearning for that. So I think I looked for that admiration from the streets. I think I found that what I thought was love from the street. Everybody patting me on your back for doing all the wrong things. But I came back from that show and I won that show and I showed him my trophy. He was in the hospital. I said, Dad, I did it. For the very first time in his life, he said, son, I'm proud of you. He said, you worked really hard for this. I said, yeah, Dad. And he passed away August 24th of 2012. A month later, I'm in the shower, getting ready. I get a phone. My ex-wife, she comes knocking on the door. Baby, we got to go to the hospital. I said, what? She said, your mom just had a seizure. It don't look good. Really? Months after my dad just passed. It's a month later. Get out there, surgeon wants to do a biopsy. He comes out, I said, what can we do? He said, your mom got 46 months to live. There ain't nothing we can do. Lung cancer spread her brain. My legs gave out. My legs gave out, my legs gave out. Ooh-wee. And I told my uncle, I said, take me to the liquor store right now. I need something. I can't cope, I can't deal, I can't think right now. I lost my dad. I knew he was sick, but you're telling me now, my mom, I didn't know my mom was sick. Now I'm losing my mom too. So, start drinking. I'm in the hospital. There's nothing they can do. I'm just staying there with her, but I'm drinking in the hospital. I'm getting ice cups, I'm drinking every day. And I just think I lost it. I think I had like a moment where I just lost my mind. You know what I'm saying? I started cheating on my wife, seeing this married woman, doing things that I shouldn't be doing. I don't know what I was doing. Still drinking. Staying at the hospital, ignoring my wife. So my mom passed away January 8th of 2013. I lost my mom. Train came off the tracks completely, checked out. No selling drugs, no working out, no going to the gym, no hugging my wife, no loving my wife, no nothing, no talking to people on the phone, cut my phone off. Didn't want to talk, just went pure isolation where nobody could get in, nobody could get into me. And in 2014, she said, I had enough. I can't do it, James. She said, you're drowning. She said, I throw a stick out to you. You don't grab it. I throw a raft out to you. You don't grab it. You know, I jump in the water with you, James. I'm trying to pull you, but you don't want to swim with me. You don't want to help me swim. I can't do it. I'm drowning too now. She had to let me go. She had to let me go. So I move out. I'm still drinking, just working a little job, drinking, or sometimes I'm drinking on the job, being a security officer. Nobody really knew it, but I was. And then it started getting so bad to where, like, all my friends that I thought were my friends, they weren't around. They had turned on me. The married woman I saw, I'm gonna keep it real. They start sleeping with her. There was things going on in my life that it's like a Lifetime movie that people wouldn't believe. It was unimaginable things I've done. And it got to the point where I left my house. My house started getting broken into. People broke in my house. They break the keys off from a gas tank. I'm running around. I'm still drinking. I'm drunk. I go down to Houston in 2017 for 5 months. People follow me down there. I got people after me. So I'm running for my life, and I'm still a full-blown alcoholic. Some told me to come back. Don't know why. Some say, get back here. I'm still drunk. And it got so bad to where my grandmother didn't want me staying with her. My auntie didn't want me staying with her. I wasn't talking to my cousin. They didn't exist. I mean, nobody, I just checked out everybody. Didn't have a phone, didn't have nothing. Wasn't talking to God. There was no God. I wasn't talking to nobody. I was hopeless. It got that bad to where, you see what I'm saying? The guy that everybody thought was the guy is at the lowest point. See, I had to be humble. I had to be torn down a notch for God to get my attention, because I was raised, you don't tell another man your problems, you handle it. We're taught to handle it. We're not taught to tell a woman or a man our problem, we're taught to deal with it. But I didn't know how to deal with anything. I didn't know how to handle anything. I couldn't cope. I couldn't do anything right. Everything just starts spiraling out of control. Lastly, my grandmother said, you gotta go. So I sold my dad's car. He left me a Mustang, 2002 Mustang GT. I put a brand new engine in there after my father died with the money he left me. And I sold that car for $2,000. And I drank all that money up. I was in a Days Inn. Actually, right down the street, the Days Inn. Right down there, by myself. October 11th, 2017, with a razor, 3 Mike's Hard Lemonade, about to kill myself. And I still remember that pain. Jesus. Oh, Lord. Because I ain't had nobody. There wasn't nobody around. It was just me. I didn't eat for 4 days. I didn't shower for 7 days. I was so alone. Nobody was there. Nobody was coming to save you. It was just me. And I didn't know what to do. It was just me. And I hit my knees. I hit my knees. And I said, God, if you love me, God, I said, if you love me, like everybody said you love me, you're going to show me right now that you love me, Father. Just show me something, because I want to die. Just don't let me die like this, Father.
Oh, Jesus.
And he told me, he said, go ask your grandmother for help one last time. This time I'm with you. Because she wouldn't help me. I walked over there, I got a cab. I had like $6 to my name, and she right down the street on Manley Road. I said, Grandma, it's raining. I said, I ain't got nowhere else to go, Grandma. I said, I'm gonna kill myself. I said, I have nothing to live for. I said, I lost my marriage. I don't have nobody. No family, no nothing. I lost my parents. I lost all my friends who I thought was my friends. I don't have nobody. And she looked at me, she said, boy, get in here. I said, make a pallet on that floor. I'm gonna get you where you need to go in the morning. And then I went to, the next day I went to Unison. And besides her hugging me, there was this lady still at Unison named Kelly. And she came out and she said, we got a bed for you. I said, if you don't, I'm gonna go kill myself. And I wasn't playing. I was so serious. I didn't want to live. I didn't have anything to live for. at that time, what I thought. And she hugged me. I haven't showered in 5 or 6 days. She hugged me. And she wouldn't let me go. I'm trying to let her go and push her away because I'm thinking it's fake. And I was dealing with so many things that wasn't real anymore that I didn't know what was real and what was fake. And she wouldn't let me go. She was like, no, we want to help you, baby. I can't let you go. We want to save your life. I met him in there. It's my friend Andrew. I met him in there. You know, the struggle was real. The first night I was in there, I was using the bathroom on myself. I was shaking. I would get cold and hot. And I just would cry out, like, help me, Jesus, help me. Because the alcohol was calling my name. It was calling my name. It had me. And my grandmother said when she hugged me before she left, she said, I want my grandson back. She said, I don't recognize you anymore, boo. We want you back. And that's all I held on to that night, was her saying, I want my grandson back. And I'm rocking. And she said, be strong. I said, be strong, boo. Just be strong, be strong. And every day, I kept getting better. It kept getting better. I would share. I would start opening up. I never shared with another man or another woman about what was going on in my life all the way back to my childhood. I had to open up. And it was the scariest thing I had to do, but I wanted to save my life. And I'm in there probably with 10 days. And the woman said to us, those in our group, she said, I think it was 1 out of 15 or 1 out of 20 of you are going to make it. Because you're going to relapse. Or you're going to die or you're going to relapse. I said, it's going to be me. I said, I don't know how. I didn't know. Because I don't know how to live life on life's terms the right way. I know how to sell pills and weed and use women, but I don't know how to live like a normal human being needs to live. I want to know. You know what I'm saying? God started talking to me in there. He said, I want to show you this new life. I came down to the pit of hell and drug you out of there, and I'm bringing you into this new life. Now you got to want it. And that's what he kept saying to me. You got to want this. And for the first time, I dummied down and said, I'm going to take some suggestions, because before I wouldn't listen to nobody. Nobody could tell me nothing. Nobody could tell me anything. I didn't want to hear it. I got this under control. God, you over there, you can't tell me nothing. I surrendered. He talked about that. My cousin gave this testimony, this powerful testimony on Tuesday. And he said, you got to surrender. Oh, wow, my Father, Jesus, you got to surrender. I had to surrender. I had to give it all of him, everything that was in me. I had to give it to him, because I can't do it on my own. I can't do it on my own. I still can't do it on my own. You put him first, he's going to put you first. And I had to do that. Next thing you know, I left from there. They said, James, do you want to go to the Zeph Recovery House, or do you want to go to the Open Door? I said, I got a lot of trauma. I said, what is the longer treatment center that I can go to? They said, the Joshua Treatment Center. I went there. I stayed there for 42 days. You can stay up to 60 days. They said, James, you want with me? Show up with me? They said, James, there's nothing else we can do for you here. You know, people in there was trying me, you know, to see if I was still this street dude. He'd tell you. And I just blow by and be like, no, I'm not on that. James, you big and all, I can whoop you. Yeah, you can. You got me? Because I want to save my life. I'm looking past you. You ain't on my radar. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to live for the first time in my life. To know who I really am without alcohol, without selling drugs, without using anybody. Who are you? Let's find that out. Let's give God a try. Let's put him first, and let's see what he can do, what he can offer. I done tried the devil. The devil led me down it was misery. What I'm thinking, I'm drinking, I'm thinking that's living and using women. That ain't living. You're hurting somebody. I'm hurting somebody's daughter. I'm using somebody's daughter, man. I'm tearing families apart with my drug selling. So I want to know what it's like. So I go over to Zeph. I stayed there for 11 months in the recovery house. He was there. I kept to myself. I read the book, the literature. They said, read the book, hang with the winners, go to meetings, get a sponsor, get a home group. Everything asked of me, I did. Because I wanted something different. I didn't want to live the same way. The same way got me in a lot of trouble and a lot of hurt. I've been shot at, I've been stabbed. Everything you can think of, all the worst things you can do, it has happened to me. And they offered me a job working with kids a little bit over a year ago. This ain't been too long ago. My sober date is October 12, 2017. I'm coming up on 2 years in October. And they offered me a job to work with kids, youth program. And like I said, man, it was such a joy working with those babies because they were me. A lot of those kids grow up with no fathers. They grow up angry. They grow up poor. And then I get a promotion 2 months ago. My boss comes over, she says, James, come on, I'm working out, trying to lift the weights a little bit. She says, come here. I said, there are all the guys in there like, what'd you do? You do something wrong? Like, I don't think I did. She said, come here. She said, what do you think about working for the ag team on Holly in Nebraska? I said, what is that? She said, you'll be working with people with addictions, schizophrenics, people with bipolar disorders, anxiety. Those are my people. I'm them. I said, yeah. She said, you didn't heard the whole pitch yet. I said, I don't care. I said, because it's from God. Because God located me, this blessing located me, and it's all about God. God got me here. But before this, that man right there, my cousin, asked me to go to church. See, I was in AA, and I was in the sorority, I believed in God, I started praying. When I went to Lighthouse Prayer Tower, that's when everything changed for me. I'm so close to God now, I don't know what to do. If I miss a prayer, I pray and I work. Like in the meeting today, they be having meetings and stuff, they start getting sidetracked, I'm praying. Any chance I get, I pray. And I know some kids in here, I'm just being honest, because I needed to give up everything to change my life. I haven't been with a woman physically since December of 2016. It's by choice, because I didn't want to hurt nobody anymore. I got to find out, I got to fix me. See what I'm saying? I'm an F5 tornado coming through. That's what I was, destroying people's lives. I can't do that anymore. So I had to work on it. The best investment was putting God first. He is showing me wonders. Like, I'm talking about waking up in the morning joyful. And I don't have a lot of money. I don't even own a car yet. But I'm paying my own bills. You see what I'm saying? I'm buying my own clothes. You know what I mean? I'm eating, I'm getting my own food. I'm doing things like a man is supposed to do, like my dad raised me to be. You know, and sometimes it's like the devil will try you. Like, you'll be like, this girl, she'll message me. She'll say, hey, I see you on, I know you're on the car, let me help you. I said, no. I said, I want to suffer. I want to get this on my own. I want to have my own. Hey, why don't you go live with me? You can lead a recovery house. I said, no. I said, I'm homeless again. I said, I want my own. I want to know what it's like to pay my bills and turn that key. I feel like a man and wake up in the morning, look at myself, and have some pride about myself. So today, I take pride in helping people, serving. That's what we're here for today, to be in that gap, to go help the homeless, the sick and suffering addict and alcoholic, the kids. That's what I'm here for today. And it ain't about no money. I don't look at money. I don't even look at it anymore. That's all I used to look at. I used to make $5,000 a day. I don't care about that. It's about who can I help today when I wake up in the morning. That's why God say, get up and help somebody today, James. That's what we got to do in this city. We got to start helping each other. You know, I see so much negativity. People like, Toledo this, Toledo that. Well, what are you doing? Are you in the polls? Are you going out to the streets seeing what the people need, what they want? What are you doing? Can't go drive? Anything? Make a sandwich or something? Take some sandwiches downtown to the people at St. Paul's or the Cherry Street Mission? We gotta get in the game here. We gotta get in the gaps. We gotta give back. See, I've taken so much, I gotta give back. God put that on my spirit. There's no more taking in me. It's all given. The rest of my life, I'm serving. Whatever I can do to help somebody, whether I talk to my man, whether I go to church and I volunteer, anything I gotta do, I wanna thank you for having me. I gotta stop right now. She is leading the way. The revival is here. We heard that in church. The revival is here. It's right now. And it starts with everybody in this room. This is the first pilot she put on. It doesn't have to be. What did God say? Three people are. Whatever our gathered. He's in the midst. He's here. We got work to do. I'm not that same guy no more. People look at me, the tattoos, and I might not look like the same Christian like anybody else would be, but I love God. I put him first before anything in this world. For any woman, for any money, anything. I will not sell myself for nothing today. Nothing can move me today but him. And that I stand on. I put my life on that. This is very important today that we start helping each other and looking out for one another and putting out positive vibes and positive actions in this community. Toledo is not there. Everybody just think like, oh man, Toledo this, Toledo that. We gotta, opportunity is there to do something. Like she put on right now tonight, we all coming together. So now let's come together and do something. Let's not talk negatively about our city. Let's lift it up. So in closing, like I said, man, my family right here is my cousin. I gotta thank him. Something I still remember to this day. He hugged me before I went into detox. He said, I don't know what it is, cousin. He said, I don't know what's going on with you, but this ain't you. This ain't it. So you need to get some help. So he sees how it works. And he's gonna be there when I be at my best. Same thing with him. He's showing me what it's like to be a Christian man, how to be a family man. You know, that's his beautiful wife right there, his kid, you know, his beautiful daughter. He's showing me what it's like to be a real man today. You know, I don't know anything about credit. I don't know anything about any of that. But he's showing me. And sometimes I get on his nerves. He's like, oh man, you don't listen. You don't listen. I'm like, listen. I'm a work in progress, all right? He's good. So he give me that tough love. But it's real though. It's genuine love, man. Yeah, he want the best for me. You know, like I want the best for him. You know, like I want the best for everybody here. You know, because it's about the spirit, like she talked about. It's not about the flesh. I don't care what you look like. I care about what you got on the inside of you. So with that, I'm done. I'm just gonna say thank you, guys.
I forgot to tell y'all to talk. Yeah, it's okay. It's good talk. All right, we can just go off. Bye, y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all for